centigrade in the sea level, then the water will start boiling and it will become to the steam. It's an experiment. Then we take it, same input and same output. The water will be first, because water will be the first input and steam is the second output. There is no change in input and output. And the second one is probability change. There is no dependence on probability in the process of first experiment. And third one is results are fixed. The steam is the final output of the first experiment. There is no changes in the results. The second one is random experiment. A random experiment is an experiment in which the outcome is uncertain and depends on the status of probability. Random experiments consist of two conditions. Those are same conditions, different possibilities, and output cannot be predicted with the certainty. For example, the random experiment tossing a coin. There is two probability chances for the tossing a coin. It's like a random experiment and rolling a die. There are the 6 types of experiments will be outcomes. And the final one is forecasting of tomorrow's weather, whether it's maybe cloudy, sunny, rainy. These are the different types of random experiments. The next concept is central tendency. Central tendency is a measure that respects the average or typical value of a data set. Central tendency is just like a mean or arithmetical mean. For example, to calculate the how many members of boys present in a college, taking the all data and dividing the data by the number of data sets. The next one is variance. Variance is a statistical measure that quantifies the average squad deviation of the data points from their mean representing the squad spread or dispersion with the data set. Next concept is population as a sample. Population is a total data set. For example, total number of boys or number of girls in a class or organization with the MNC like employees and workers. The sample is collecting samples like randomly, non-randomly. There are different types of samples. Sample is a subset of population. All samples are populations, but not all populations are samples. It's the introduction of SPSS software IBM. This is the interface of SPSS software. It's the data view interface, and we can have each row, each case, participant, each column like one variable. And the second one is variable. Variable will define the variable names, types, labels, and values. It's the home page for the SPSS software. Then we continue with the real-time example. The main will be continued by our teammate.
I want to tell you about the SPSS software. The SPSS software was used to analyze large amount of data without needing a computer language. It was the first version of SPSS was launched in 1960. It was an old software. Coming to the skewness. Skewness is a statistical measure which is used to describe the shape of distribution of the data. They help you to understand whether your data is normally distributed or not. Here coming to skewness, there are 3 types of skewness: normal distribution, positive skewness, and negative skewness. In normal distribution, we can see the skewness is equal to 0, where the mean and median mode are equal. Coming to positive skewness, the tail of skewness is moving towards the right side, which indicates it is less than 0. Coming to the negative sequence. The negative skewness is telling that the left side of the tail is moving towards where the skewness is more than 0. We can see a real-time example using the graphs and histograms with an example. Now, how the data will be executed into graphs in SPSS. Open the SPSS software. First of all, we have to arrange the data in a proper way. I think please arrange the data.
నీళ్ళు
Open the file. Go to the data. Now open the file which you have named. Need to arrange the data in proper way. Go to the analysis. Descriptive statistics. Arrange the variables. Storage.
Jadi itu artinya itu artinya
Go to the analysis. Descriptive statistics, frequencies, and move the monthly sales into variable. Go to the charts and select histogram. Continue. Here you can say scroll. You can see the histogram of the monthly sales data. The tails of two sides is equally dividing into two sides. Here it is called as a normal distribution. It is an example of
Thank you, team, for clearly explaining the fundamentals of SPSS and data handling techniques. Now, I would like to invite the team to participants P. Tarunya, G. Karunya, Tharani, Lahari, and Manikanta. Topics to be discussed are research process and data analysis using the correlation and regression. I invite team to share their learnings.
Happy morning to everyone. I am Karunya from MBA. Today I am here to discuss the insights of workshop data analysis using SPSS. It was organized by Vikram Singapore University under PM Usha initiative. PM Usha is a central scheme that PM Usha is central scheme. It supports higher education through better infrastructure, research, and digital learning under LEP 2020. Our topic is research process and data analysis using correlation and regression was guided by resource persons Professor Loknath and Professor method to collect and analyze data. In collect and analyze data to solve problems. And hypothesis is a method or assumption or testable prediction to know about relationship between two variables. Correlation shows how two variables are related to each other, and regression is a method to predict one variable based on other variable. But we will also get to know how correlation and regression are demonstrated on an Excel sheet. And these concepts were briefly explained by our teammates further.
What is research? Research means a systematic way of finding a new technology or knowledge output by the data collection and analyzing the interpreting information. Research process: identifying the methods, review literature, set objective hypothesis, collecting data, analyzing data, and result. Process of research. I am giving one example. Impact on the online classes on student performance. First one is problem identifying. Student performance has changed by the online classes. Second one is literature review. Literature review read previous studies on online education. Third one, hypothesis. Online classes improve student performance. Data collection. Data loss of 100 students before and after online classes. Data analysis. Use statistical tools like average, percentage, and charts, etc. Interpretation. Results shown an improvement of most students. Research design and data collection. Research design and data collection is overall a plan or like a after research of a study. We explain how to reach study. We explain how to research will be connected or achieved. Data collection. Data collection is the process of gathering reliable information. For example, customer satisfaction towards online shopping platform. Research design is the descriptive research which describes customer opinion. Research method is the survey method to collect the opinion from the customers. Third one, sample selection. Take a three samples. Sample size is take a 100 customers. Sampling technique. Take randomly and sampling. Population. Online shopping in a city. Third one is data collection. Data is two types. First one is primary data, another one is secondary data. Primary data collected using the questionnaires. How to ask the questions to customers. How often do you shopping online? Are you satisfied with your delivery time and their product of quality? Give me the rating of 1 to 5. Selecting data, secondary data collected from the company reports and websites, etc. Data analysis is quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative analysis, the analysis is the numerical data using the statistical method like marks, score, percentage, etc. For example, impact on the online learning on student performance. Data collected, survey from the 100 students. Analysis, 60 students are rating from the 4 to 5 and 25 students are rating 3% and 50 students are rated 1 or 2. Finally, result is 20 students are satisfied with the online learning. And quantitative analysis means the analysis of the non-numerical data to understand the opinions, feelings, or experience, etc. Next slide, continue the
Hypothesis. Hypothesis is the predictive statement. It explains the relation between independent and dependent variables, and also it is helpful for the researchers to test assumptions by using systematic statistical methods. In hypothesis there are two types of hypothesis. One is the null hypothesis, second one is the alternative hypothesis. In this null hypothesis is indicates H0 and the alternative hypothesis is indicate H1. For example, effects of advertising on sales. In null hypothesis
hypothesis, there is an advertising no influence. The alternative hypothesis, there is an influence significantly. Next one is the how can set up the statistical test by using hypothesis. For example, study hours and exam results. There is a two variables. One is the study hours and another one is the exam results. In these two variables, we can take two variables in numericals. We can choose the correlations. That means the exam results take 30, 40, 50 marks, and the study hours we can take 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. In that situation, we can choose the correlation analysis. And next one is the chi-square. That means we can take two variables in categorical. That means study hours we can take to low, high, medium, and marks we can take fail or pass. In that situation we can choose the chi-square. And last one is the variables the two variables we can select categorical and numerical. We can choose the t-test and ANOVA test. This main motive is the type of data is decided to statistical methods.
Next, correlation. Correlation is a statistical technique used to measure the relationship between two relations. It shows how variables move together. For example, if we take exam and score, when students perform well in the exam, the score will be increases. So there is a correlation between these two, and there are three types of correlation: positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. No correlation. Positive correlation, one increase, both statements increases. For example, when we do study well and the exam results increases. In negative correlation, one increases and other decreases. When we keep more stress, automatically the results will be decreased. So no correlation. There will be no relation between two variables. For example, if we take shoe and the marks, there is no relation between these two. Now we come to see SPSS, how we use it in the statistical tool. Part 1, we use mathematical operations to do any calculation. So SPSS is a tool we can do without doing any mathematical operation. First we see bivariate correlation, which is used to select statistical options and handle missing values. It is just checking the relationship between two things. For example, we want to see how study hours affect marks. In SPSS, we choose these two things and it uses as correlation automatically without calculating anything. Next, split by subgroup by used to analyze correlation for different groups. For calculating different groups, we use calculation, but this SPSS software is helpful to develop the whole group at a time. Next, we deal with my friends.
Discussing about regression. Regression means it is a statistical technique to understand the relationship between two variables. It means the effect of one variable on the another variable. For example, advertising expenditure increases sales. Means advertising impacts on sales. And the regression equation coming from y equal to a plus bx, where a is intercept means it is constant. Starting value of y when x is 0. Next, b is the slope, means regression line or best fit line. X is the our predictor value. Next, sum of squares. Total sum of square means the total of the how spread the data points are around the average, means the average line away from the total points, and the error, sum of errors means the difference between the actual values and predicted values. Next, regression sum of regression line means how much y is explained by the regression line. Intercepts and gradients. Intercepts means the starting point of the y-axis when x is 0, and gradient means the slope when x is increases, y gradually
which we taken, and it compares the predicted values with actual values. And the live demonstration in Excel sheet, we can perform regression in Excel also. In the tab of data, and we choose the data analytics tab, and we choose the regression option, and we give the input variables like the independent variable and dependent variable. And the output will be given like R square, means how the data is correct, and ANOVA means how the data is significant or not, means it is real or random. Coefficient means the intercept value is 5.569, value is 2.819, means our the independent variable depends affects on dependent variable, and the last summary is predicted marks equal to 5.569 plus 2.89, means this means the study hours impact on exams marks results. Now the conclusion portion.
And hereby conclude this topic. Research provides a structured way to investigate a problem and test hypothesis. Correlation and regression helps to find relationship between variables. And SPSS is a widely used software tool in research to analyze data and to effectively and analyze its in the Excel sheet very easy for the students who are conducting research. And I feel this workshop is very insightful in learning this SPSS tool. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 2, for your analytical explanation and practical insights. Now, I would like to invite the Team 3 participants, Vedantata, Krishnaveni, Jayanti, and T. Karthik. Topics to be discussed are t-test, ANOVA, MANCOVA, report writing, logistic regression, cluster analysis, statistical AI tools. I request Team 3 to present this session. Myself, Vedantata, myself, Krishnaveni, myself, Jayanti.
We are here to discuss about the last session we had in workshop conducted by Dr. Gopal sir. Let's will be 30 minutes.
So coming to the what is we have discussed in SPSS workshop in Singapore University. So what is meant by t-test and where we apply the t-test in our daily life. So as we all know that statistics is all about using it to analyze the real life data. So what is meant by t-test? So t-test is a scientific and statistical method that is used to compare a mean average between two groups. So we have two types of groups here, the independent sample t-test and paired t-test. So what is meant by independent sample t-test? So why we have to use it? Because so here we are using the independent sample t-test between the two unrelated groups. So we have, for example, I am taking two groups of students. So one group of students were attending the online classes and another group of students were attending the offline classes. So I need to know the performances. How is the mark scores of the students were different from online classes and offline classes. So here I use the independent sample t-test to predict the performances of the students where the high score is the high score is more from online students or offline students. So if there is a significant difference between these two groups, so definitely we are using the independent sample t-test here. And coming to the paid t-test. So here the paid t-test we are taking only one group. So within the one group we are executing the before the training session and after the training session. So here we are calculating the performances and scores before the training session and after the training session. So these are the types of t-tests that we have discussed in SPSS workshop, and ANOVA will be explained by Krishnaveni.
define the main difference between groups, continue clauses. Another variable is called covariant. In the workshop, I learned about empower help to reducing errors and efficiency with new mean results. Comparing student performance between teaching method controlling student hours. Another topic is Medcova. Medcova is a extension of Medcova with multiple dependent variables analyzing and controlling one or more variables. It helps to understand the combination efficiency independent variables, several outcomes sometimes. Example, analyzing the efficiency teaching method and marks.
Now we have steps in the report writing in the SPSS workshop. We learned that report writing is a systematic way of presenting our work and the findings. Main steps include in the report writing: title page, introduction, objectives, methodology, data analysis, results, conclusion, learning outcomes, acknowledgement. Importance of report writing. Proper report writing helps in clear communicating statistical analysis and results. It improves understanding and decision making. For example, if you take a sample and analyze the data, help us to write a proper report. Next topic, explain Veda.
So what is meant by logistic regressions here? So logistic regression is used to predict the outcome. So the probability of the outcome we need to predict the future. So for this logistic regression, we only use this logistic regression when one dependent variable is categorical. So for example, I want to predict whether the student will fail or pass based on his attendance and based on the hours he studied. So based on this I can predict whether he will pass or fail. So for this prediction and the probability of prediction we use logistic regressions here. And coming to the cluster analysis. So what is meant by cluster analysis? So cluster analysis, if we have taken a sample data, so I have to group them into the clusters based on these characteristics. So for this purpose we are using the cluster analysis. So the main purpose we use cluster analysis is to find the hidden patterns here. The segmentations, the patterns, even without knowing the predefined labels, we can find them. So the example for cluster analysis is there are a group of students and I need to group them into based on their performance, whether the student is a high performer, low performer or medium performer. So for this purpose we use the cluster analysis to identify and analyze the statistical method. And the next topic is how the statistical AI tools is used in daily life will be explained by Karthik.
I'm going to talk about AI tools. How AI tools were used in SPSS and how it used for thesis students. Well, there are four types: analytic AI, site AI, connected papers, semantic scholars. In analytic AI, you should find relevant papers. It summarizes them easily and reviews fast and gives you a proper difference. It searches millions of papers to give you key insights. It mainly used by research scholars and students. Well, inside AI, site AI is an AI-powered academic research assistant to find and analyze the scientific papers. It helps to search and explore the research articles, and it gives a proper, accurate result. You can ask a number of questions to, that you want for your research, and it gives a real evidence. And you can also use filters like years, proper year research paper, and you can use like proper journal and topics, etc. to get a precious result. And next, it comes to connect. Well, in the lecture of Dr. Gopal sir, he said connected papers are the best AI to build your thesis, because connected papers visualize and summarize the academic papers. It builds graphs of the data that you have been given and ensures period subsequent. And when it comes to semantic scholars, site AI and semantic scholars are both the same, but site AI is is an of a research. In as well as in the same way, it shows citations, influence, topics, and it shows we can search a number of millions of papers. Well, everyone I had a thought again, AI will replace humans, but Sar shared his thoughts on it. That inspired me. Like AI is an extension of human capabilities, not a replacement for that. And AI will not replace humans. Humans with AI will replace humans without AI. Well, AI was created by humans, so AI can't replace humans. It can make your job easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 3, for elaborating advanced statistical techniques and research applications so effectively. Guys, let's all give appreciation to all the three teams. Now, I would like to request Dr. Sai Kumar Garu to please give his insights about the session. Now, I humbly request our respected HOD, Dr. G. Malyadri Garu, to share his valuable remarks and guidances to us.
Okay, my dear students, you have done very good performance. Actually, you record the research at the time of a project in the 4th semester. So now only you enter the research, you get to know the different type of tools and techniques which are useful in order to do your project in the effective manner. So I think already you have learned the statistics subject very clear. So it's the extension of some of the methods of this research. So here, some of you are focused on the different type of tools and techniques. As out of 3 teams, I am asking the first team. Any of you? What is the first team? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay. So the first team, I am going to ask one question. You can give the answer for any. Okay. So what is the formula for median in the group data? Formula for median in the group data. Any of you in the first group? Formula for median group data. What is the formula? Okay, L plus N by 2 minus M by N into C. Okay? So here you are focused on the methods of central tendency, some of these things which are useful for your research. And in the second group, you focus on the different type of dispersion, variance, some of these things in the third one. So you focus on the artificial intelligence without human. There is no AI. So AI is an extension of human intelligence. So very good. So all these 3 teams have performed very well. So all this research which will be useful for your project in the 4th semester. So I appreciate all the teams for showing a abnormal performance as you are going to enter the project work in the 4th semester. So I wish all the best. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating and insightful words. Now, I would like to request Ishwaran Mama to give your views about the session.
Respected Dean Sir, and faculty members, and beloved students, all of you, warm wishes to all of you. This is the right session for us because drinking is very important. You already listed SPSS where how it will be helpful for our research and publications. So now you are in the right path because you are entering into the next academic year, next 3rd semester. So that is the best semester for you because you have to choose a specializations as well as you are entering into the project work also. For your project work, some of the statistical tools is very, very important. From my seniors onwards, we are using percentage method. Percentage method is an outdated method for analyzing the projects and research publications also. So now I entered into the AI world. So still, when I had to use the percentage method, there's not a good thing. So that's why some type of the statistical tools will be helpful for us with the help of some of the softwares like R, SPSS. Those type of the tools are very helpful for us. So when I had to go through your presentation, I recalled so many statistical tools, how it is helpful for our publications also. So now tomorrow we are having one workshop. So in that workshop we are going to be learn about some of the AI tools, how it will be helpful for our research and publications. In the last slide also some of the means AI tools, what type of the AI tools are helpful for our publications. They have to be visible. In the last slide they have to be presented. That's a very good thing. So I request most of the students who have more interest to attend for the workshop, who are will be maintain patience and discipline without any noise. So I request all the students to present for tomorrow workshop. Thank you for giving wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request Lakshmi Narayan sir to please give your views about the session.
Next one. Which is
So any of you who are not given the measurement, please go 2 or 3.
Good afternoon. Then here our session is SPSS workshop. What is our remaining title? Knowledge sharing session. I have wondered with myself, what is SPSS? Statistical packages for social sciences. Okay. Then your explanation and then your slide presentation and everything is okay. As a part of remarks, right now we want to disclose some small corrections. Through your experience, through your learning outcomes, your presentation is good. In the same way, your team formation also very good. Why? Because here, out of 5 teams, 3 members are very good. Then remaining 2 members you are mixing together. That's very nice combination. Then you are covering the members. Every team, out of 3 teams, they have their own strength points and then weaknesses also. Then one more plus point. Out of 50 students who are attended for workshop at BSCU, then out of 50, I think, right? Total 50 members, 15 members are belongs to Narayana College. Then we are getting good feedback also for our students. We are happy to say that. Please continue this spirit for programs also. Then everything okay, ma'am. But one more thing, one minus point. Don't think otherwise. Please minimize to read out the concept. Reading is minimize. At the time of presentation, please minimize to use the paper clippings. Minimize the reading and everything okay. And everything okay. Finally, I want to say this is an informative session and good session. Thank you for everyone. Good.
Thank you very much, sir. Now it's my honor to invite our respected dean, Dr. G. Dhananjay Garu, to deliver the keynote address.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, because of management phone, I have to go. I didn't listen fully. And మేము వచ్చే కదా ఇక్కడ మీ చూశాను యూనివర్సిటీలో బాగా యాక్టివ్గా పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. నేను సెషన్ కూడా వచ్చాను. సో ఎవరైనా కోరిలేషన్ సెషన్ వచ్చాను నేను. కోరిలేషన్ ఎవరు చెప్పారు? మీ ప్రజెంట్ చేశారు కదా, కోరిలేషన్ రిగ్రెషన్ సెకండ్ థింగ్ What is the difference between correlation and regression? आपको correlation नहीं చెప్పండి తర్వాత చూద్దాం. Regression correlation regression clearly understand చేసుకుని మీరు రీసెర్చ్ పేపర్ రాసేది. Majority of the research revolves around regression. Regression modeling ఉంటే ఏంటి ఇండిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్ ఏంటి, డిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఏంటి, డిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్ ఏంటి, ఇండిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్స్ వాటి మీద చాలా వరకు రీసెర్చ్ జరుగుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఒక స్టాక్ నిఫ్టీ మీద డిపెండ్ అయ్యి ఉంది, ఇట్లా ఆ డేటా తీసుకొని మనం రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో ఐఎమ్ హ్యాపీ టు బికాస్ more and more sessions. Put in the only two things you have to learn now. To give presentation or to write something. Presentation ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మీకు ప్రెషర్ వస్తుంది. So you will learn more. The best way to learn a subject is to teach it. ఇంకెవరికైనా చెప్పామనుకో మనకు ముందు వస్తుంది. Right? Teacher is the first learner. నాకేదో రాలేదనుకోండి సబ్జెక్ట్, నాకు డెరివేటివ్స్ రావు, నేను డెరివేటివ్స్ చెప్తానంటే నాకు రాస్తుంది. నేను పొద్దున్న వచ్చి మీ దగ్గర స్టోరీలు ఆవు కథలు చెప్పలేదు కదా. ఆవు కథ తెలుసా మీకు? ఒక స్టూడెంట్ ఆవు గురించి రాస్తున్నాడు. ఆవుకు 4 కాళ్ళు, ఆవు గడ్డి తిన్ను అంటే వాళ్ళ టీచర్ కోపం వచ్చి లాభం లేదు, హెలికాప్టర్ గురించి రాయమన్నాడు. వాడు ఏం చేసి, నేను హెలికాప్టర్లో పోతున్నాను, కింద ఆవు కనపడింది. సో ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ టు టేక్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. మీకోసం చాలా ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నారు సార్ కూడా. మెనీ ఈవెంట్స్ అంటే కొంచెం బెటర్ అయ్యారు. హెయిర్ కట్స్ మీరు నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ ప్యాక్ చేసుకొని మరి ఆకుపడక లేకుండా హెయిర్ కట్స్ నీట్గా. ఓకే, సో స్లోగా మీరు కూడా చేంజ్ అవ్వాలి. తర్వాత మీరు ప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చారు కాబట్టి ఇవాళ డిఫరెంట్. ఇప్పుడు మై డియర్ యంగ్ లీడర్స్ ఎవరు చెప్తుంటారు? Who is the backbone of these programs? Okay. So we will facilitate question answer. Sir. This. I know. Para change. ఇంకా సార్ ఇంకా డిఫరెంట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి మనం ఎంకరేజ్ చేస్తాం. ఆన్ ద ఫ్యాకల్టీ జాయిన్ సో దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ మోటివేషన్ ఫర్ సో టేక్ ఎ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫర్ట్స్ సార్. డే అండ్ నైట్ మీ మెసేజ్లు పెట్టి డ్రైవ్ చేసి మిమ్మల్ని ఫాలో అప్ చేసి చెప్తుంది కదా. క్లాస్లోనే ప్రజెంటేషన్ ఎవరు ఇట్లా మీరు స్లైడ్స్ తయారు చేసి ద ఎఫర్ట్, లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఎఫర్ట్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ బిహైండ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, మీరు ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకో, ఇంప్రూవ్ అవ్వాలి. స్టూడెంట్స్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ కూడా చెప్పండి.
మా గొంతు రాని వీడియో
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words and continuous encouragement towards the academic excellence. Now, some of the participants are here to share their real-life practical execution on the SPSS software systems.
Sorry for interruption, guys. Let's have a look on the real-time experience also. SPSS software. My friend, we have to open SPSS software. It's the process of SPSS software. It's the homepage of SPSS software. We need to make and perform the SPSS things. Then open file. First thing we need to input the data into the SPSS software. Open data. Install desktop. Practice. We need to import the file which we need to execute and operate the SPSS software. Use the name what you have saved in your personal laptop or system. It's the data we are taking now. Can you observe here? You have the monthly sales. There is a gap between the monthly and sales. By default, it will be the data. There is a sales between the variable names. It didn't execute or didn't run. You need to change it. Variable name, then store ID. Remove the space between the store and ID. Monthly sales also. Another one. Sure. Open the data view. Again, back to data view. No, this one. Data view. Yeah. Go to analyze. We need to analyze the topics between monthly sales. Second one, let us see analysis. Frequencies. In the file, import monthly sales. Import. Click on charts. Histogram with the normal curve. Now continue. Press OK. Here we got the data. Scroll down please. These are the values of the histogram what we have performed. Scroll down. It's the histogram what we have performed. It's a normal histogram and the mean is this value of the monthly sales. This is the type to analyze the monthly sales in the SPSS software. And next one is analysis. Close the page. Again analyze. Descriptive statistics. Now distance statistics. Click on statistics. No, already imported. Click on statistics. Charts above. Yeah, that one. Click on skewness. Continue. Okay. It's the skewness of the monthly sales of the data. These are the data steps and this is the histogram of the carcasses. Here we get the, it's a positive skewness and when we get the curve below the line, it's the negative. And when we get the touch at here, it's the normal skewness. This is the execution of SPSS software. It's just a brief thing and execution, brief execution. There is more and more in depth of the SPSS software. Thank you guys.
కార్తీక్ ట్రయల్ వర్షన్ కదా ఇది 15 days ఫ్రీ అన్నారు కదా ఆ లింక్ ఒకసారి గ్రూప్లో పెట్టు.
It's the trial version, guys. We'll get the 14 days free package, or otherwise it's a paid software.
Thank you, Karthik. That's a great practical understanding. Now, we move to an important segment, reflections and feedback from the participants. Out of the 15 participants, a few representatives will share their learning experiences, skills developed, exposure gained, team cooperation, support from the MBA department. Now, I would like to call T. Karthik, Vedamrita, P. Karthik and Ramu to share the feedback about the workshop.
First of all, thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to improve my skills. First of all, thank you to our Lakshmi Narayana sir for this program which we conducted. Wonderful opportunity to improve further all of our activities. Our college staff members as well helpful for us in these activities. In university, we will learn where the test, ANOVA and correlation and all of those activities are how to use them. I can analyze that all of the activities, and you can select your one concept. You can segregate in two parts. You can segregate in two parts. How much time will segregate one concept wise? How can you can segregate and easily to solve that, and you can segregate the all of the information. Thank you.
Morning everyone, myself T. Karthik. Well, the workshop has made us learn new things that we never knew SPSS, and special thanks to Dean sir and HOS and respected faculty members to make us learn new things for attending this workshop. In workshop we had attended NIT sirs, IIT sirs lectures. It made us learn new things and it improved us to study the SPSS topics.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Karthik. I'm from MBA department. Today, I'd like to thanks to the dean sir, Dhananjay sir, and Lakshmi Narayan sir, and our HOD Malayatri sir. Today, I want to share my feedback about the SPSS Essential workshop, which is held on the BSU University in Kakaturu. In the SPSS workshop, I have learned so much of things like data handling techniques, correlation, regression, parametric and non-parametric tests, and market data analysis, statistics, interpretation. These are the different types of concepts we have learned in the workshop, and I would like to feedback like this. Thank you guys. I would like to thank to the team sir and Rajima by attending at the BSU University Kakaturu one full day from morning to evening. I would like to thank you, team sir.
Thank you, dear participants, for sharing your experience and participating in the support of Team MBA. Your confidence, teamwork truly reflect the strength of our department. As we come to the conclusion of today's session, learning grows when it is shared, knowledge when it is shared, learning becomes meaningful when it is applied, teamwork transforms efforts into success. This workshop has only enhanced technical knowledge but also built confidence, presentation skills and research orientation among our students. On behalf of the MBA department, I thank our respected